You think Super Bowl 58 will come down to what, Brent? What do you think?
It's going to come down to whether or not the 49er defense plays better than it has so far in the playoffs. They have to be able to, the 4 down linemen have to be able to get some sort of pressure. They have to make Mahomes uncomfortable, not necessarily sack him, but just make him a little bit uncomfortable if they can, because the linebackers can't help them. The linebackers have to be aware of Travis Kelce, okay? And Warner, for me, it's going to be very interesting to watch that first 5 yards when Warner gets a shot at him and can slow him up a little bit. I've watched the Raiders try for years, and we have never slowed Travis Kelce down, okay? In fact, I'm hoping when I saw Jim Nantz, I told him, I said, get the stats. The Chiefs have never lost to this building, and go get the stats on Mahomes and Kelce. I said they've had great games here at Allegiant Stadium. So I think the Niners' defense has been disappointing to them. Brock Purdy, I think he'll be fine. Yeah, sure, he's up against a secondary that's really good.
Yes,
and they may intercept him once, but he's a pretty calm little dude. I'm very impressed. I don't know him. I didn't cover Iowa State at the time, and so I really don't know him personally. But he seems like he's calm. Now, when he gets a clean pocket, and they have the better weapons, as you know, downfield. I mean, the 49ers have a big advantage with the downfield weapons. And they get a lot of yards after catch because what Shanahan does is he puts them in motion, and they're full flight when they hit open space. And if Purdy hits them right like he should, there's yards after a catch for the Niners. Should be a great game, but if the Niners cannot make it uncomfortable at times for Mahomes, they are in for a long afternoon.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
So when it all comes down to it, who are you taking?
Well,
Super Bowl 58.
I'll tell you my betting story.
Please.
Here in Vegas, at around November, Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You can bet exactas like you do at racetracks, and you can pick, and you can box it both ways. Okay. I picked the 49ers and the Chiefs on December 9th. Ooh. So I told my lovely wife, Arlene, we're going for dinner. I'm taking you out no matter who wins. Okay? Now, the one thing that I haven't been around much, Rich, in person is to bet in-game, okay? And there's a huge amount of growth. And I'm going to the game, and I'm going to be interested to see, because every time out, and at halftime too, but every time they put a different over-under number on the game, and that I'm going to be a little bit interested in that. The props, I don't get too involved. I'm amused by them. A lot of people love them.
Yes.
The over-under for the yards, touchdowns, things like that. I don't make a lot of betting on that. If you really asked me, you've got to pick one team to win the game. I suppose I'm biased because I see them more often. I would say the Chiefs. I think Spagnuolo has done a fantastic job.
He sure has.
As a defensive coordinator over there. And I'm a little bit surprised, actually, that he didn't get some interviews for the.
I know. We were just talking about that too. I don't know if his time with St. Louis was something that just he just can't escape for some reason. Yeah. Even though obviously it was a terrible team and a terrible situation that he was in. He's in his mid-60s, and you're seeing all the hot coordinators. I mean. Belichick 71 and Pete Carroll 72, and if you combine the ages of the coaches that are replacing them, it's 73. So that's seeming the name of the game. I don't know why he doesn't get it, but it's really to the Chiefs' benefit. That's for sure that he's there.
What he devised against Lamar Jackson, I didn't think anybody could do that. Okay. But the one thing listen, Lamar, if you said, Brent, give me your 3 most exciting players, Lamar Jackson's on the list.
Sure.
Okay, to watch, fun to watch. But the one thing I have wondered about him, if you put him behind and you make him throw the ball downfield in the fourth quarter to play catch-up, do you have an advantage? And clearly, the Chiefs had an advantage. When he threw against triple-team defense, and they had a great shot, of him leaving, he took his helmet off and slammed it down because he knew he'd made a critical error. He didn't see the extra safety coming over to help out on the play. But what Spags did basically against that team, he took the run game immediately. And maybe the Ravens hurt themselves. They could have tried to run a little bit more, but they didn't, but there was nothing there. And that was Spags. The thing to watch with the Chiefs defense up front this Sunday will be the right side of the 49ers offensive line. Some scouts have told me, Brent, they're very good at run blocking, but they're not very good at pass blocking. So what he will do, Spags will move Jones around, but eventually he will come over on that right side against the right side of the San Francisco line. And Jones, I tell you, Jones is one of the best. He's a Hall of Famer in my mind. He's unbelievable.
I think you're on it right there, no doubt. If you enjoyed that, and I'm sure you did, then make sure to tune into the Rich Eisen Show Big Game Bonus Special, streaming exclusively all weekend long on the Roku channel.